is your name and where do you live?
My name's Mike Arango and I live in Deerfield, Florida.
All right. Was there a specific situation that made you start thinking about repairing your credit?
Definitely. There were various situations, but more than anything, it was just the fact of the matter that I was getting high interest rates wherever I went, if not just completely being denied. One situation specifically is the fact that I got denied for a car loan, and I was having all sorts of issues with my car, couldn't get into a new vehicle, even though I had enough money for a down payment, just couldn't get into that vehicle because of the fact that I had such a long and negative credit history.
Okay, well with that specifically, how long did you wait until that happened to where you made the decision, I'm going to do something?
Say it took me about a year before I really ran into a company called Credit Locker, which actually got me going. And from there on out, the process took about a 3 to 6 month, I would say. Little by little, I could kind of see the progress, but it took me about a year before I actually came across something that I actually had enough faith in to go with.
Okay. Did you have any fears or concerns starting the process, something that made you nervous?
I mean, I think everyone gets a little bit worried about, getting into a program or anything like that. But honestly, once I did my research on the company, I found out about the great reputation. That's why we got internet, and from there on out, I felt comfortable with it. Also, speaking to the people that actually worked there, I didn't feel like I was pressured into anything. They were very informative, and they gave me just a lot of information that I was able to use in my own personal life to also improve on my score.
Okay, was there a specific reason you chose to work with us?
Again, more than anything, it was the fact that they didn't push me into it as other companies do. I was never pressured. They were very, very smooth transition, and just, I asked them a question, and if they didn't have the answer, they always came back at me with the proper answer, so I always felt comfortable with it, honestly.
Okay, what was your favorite aspect of the process? Like, what did you like specifically about the process?
Well, nothing in the world is better than, getting a notice in the mail actually telling you that stuff's actually being deleted from your credit report, so I think that's definitely the highlight of it.
That's definitely.
You're actually getting information from the bureaus themselves, so you know for a fact it's working, and you're not getting information for some dud over the phone for some company. You're getting actual results in the mail. You get to see where it's coming from. There's no way you can beat that.
Okay.
That's where they own my trust and my confidence.
All right. Were you able to achieve the goal that you had set out for yourself?
Definitely. It took me I was on the program, I believe it was 5 to 6 months. I'm not too sure. I believe it was about 5, 6 months. Around the 5th or 6th month, I started seeing my score rise little by little. About 3 months after I got off the program, which would be about 9 months total, I went in, I actually applied for the same car at the same dealership that I was trying to get it. Got it at a much better interest rate than they originally offered me for, about 20 points, about 20%, 20 points difference, sorry about that. And yeah, and I was just able to ride out in I basically accomplished my goal. I was able to ride out in the vehicle that I wanted, that I tried to get 9 months prior, and I couldn't.
Okay. Do you happen to remember what your score was when you started and what it is now?
Yeah, all my scores somewhere usually fell anywhere between 540 and about 610. I've gotten all of them over up to 700 and 720 as a maximum score on one of them. So yeah, they've all considerably risen.
That's good. That's really good.
It's great.
What would you say to anyone that's starting to maybe do this process as well? What would you say to somebody who is thinking of using the same system you did?
I mean, obviously, it worked for me, so it's very easy for me, to sit here and tell you that. But I mean, you got to have faith in something, obviously. When you speak to someone, you should always get some sort of a vibe, I would believe. If you're comfortable with that person, go with it. That's what I would say.